All right, y'all. Mic check. Cam check. Looks like we're good here. Pig. Sick dance moves. Zero Q's going on. Larry Bird and Machine. Is that 1 2 1 2? That's nice. Well, welcome back. We are this week. Nice to have a night. I know you said you were like you were searching for a different job at some point. Did you ever get did you ever apply, or did you ever get work elsewhere, or are you still where you're at? You're still where you're at right now, right? Are you still searching? Machine? Yeah. But this week I am attempting to try to take it a little light, so I may not stream as long each day this week. Like maybe I'm thinking maybe roughly 4 hours, unless I'm running into something cool or some interesting mechanic I haven't tried, or some testings and stuff. Only just so therefore, because I know Avatar Azir is next week, and there's a lot of prep on the Maxroll end. Make sure that you guys have, what y'all need going into Avatar Azir. And also to make sure that, because once Avatar Azir comes out, like there's gonna be a lot of blasting, so it's like I don't want to overdo it before the real blasting actually happens next week. So yeah, but I gotta recoup some money after Cyber Monday. Not too bad. Got everyone's gifts for about 500. Nice. I actually didn't do any shopping on Black Friday nor Cyber Monday. I got nothing. Like legit, literally zero. And I don't really feel bad about it either, actually, this time around. Like I didn't get anything for myself nor anyone else. But I feel like later on I'm gonna regret it when I actually find something like, oh dang, I could have got this on this date. Do I have a guide to activate close quarters combat? You mean like how to efficiently do close quarter combat rotations? Larry Bird? Start this real quick. Am I understanding that correctly? Just okay. You know what's funny? Not that you say that. I thought about I wasn't gonna do it today, but I thought about it today about making a video explaining how to do damage on a rogue, like how to really maximize doing damage on your rogue for a season 2, which obviously includes close quarters combat. Talk about the rotations, why it's important, and stuff, and then obviously show damage numbers because everyone wants to see, damage numbers, high crit numbers and stuff. So I was gonna do that, and I'm still kind of I'm on the fence about it, just because of the fact that it is kind of a bit of work to do, and I don't really know what the reception is gonna be on YouTube when I do it. So that's the thing, and obviously algorithms and all that stuff on YouTube. Like I want to do it. I think it is good information. Like you're saying, there's been more. I think responding to comments either on YouTube videos or on Discord about how people feel like, oh, this build is really not working, or Carlos, what's going on YouTube? Like to say he's like, oh, I'm not really doing damage with this, or this, I'm having trouble with level 114 mobs on, at level 100 character, and I'm just like, that shouldn't be that shouldn't even be even close to the case, right? And it has a lot to do with just knowing how it's written in the guides, like, you know, the gameplay part of it. But I think actually seeing it and having it explained as it's shown would be a lot better. So if I have some time this week, I'll probably try to shove it in. But yeah. And I'll use rapid fire, barrage, pen shot with wind force, you know, as examples to that equation. But I think I'm gonna need a good title and a really nice looking thumbnail to kind of get the attention. Like legit, I'm thinking the thumbnail is just gonna be nothing but like ridiculous crit numbers from like 28 arrows, just like all over the thumbnail with like a pog face or something. just enough where, like, you know, it catches that attention. It's just like, wait, what? Why are all these, like, are these actual crits? All of them are crits? So but yeah, I do plan on doing that. And legit, this like today I was just thinking about a script that I will write, or things I would say in the video, etc. So we'll see. But I know it's a hot topic, or I know it's not necessarily a hot topic, but I know it's kind of like a important thing to talk about. Fun in your Diablos. I'm actually looking forward to the campfire chat on Thursday. I wonder what they're gonna say. It looks like I'm actually spec'd for Barrage. Yeah. Because I was making that little clip for the person on the YouTube comments that said the build doesn't work, and I was like, all right, let me make a small clip for Barrage real quick. By the way, might sound like a really weird question, but can you? We can't sell materials, can we? Like these, like these are impossible to sell, right? Because you can't they're not in your inventory to click on, so you can't sell any of these, can you? But you can sell like the elixir once it's crafted, or trade per se. Let me say that, trade, not necessarily sell, but trade. Okay, so yeah, I have to be in elixir form. Okay. I think later on, I'm gonna be looking for. I'll probably end up saving my gold, but I think I might just like look what the what the market value is for the attack speed elixirs, and see if I can just kind of buy a bunch. All things are available to you for the right price. Specifically, I'm choosing that elixir because I don't think that that's a popular one. I'm pretty sure it's not a popular one, so they should go for cheap. But it will allow me to like remove something for something else, which would be pretty big, which would be huge. But I don't really want to make it known yet, because if it catches on why I want to do that, and it becomes important for, like, let's say, you know, some of the rogue builds or whatever, then the demand is gonna go up, and then the price is gonna go up, and it's gonna be like, well, dang, well, that kind of ruins my little, you know. But Not saying I don't want to share the information, but like I want to share it after I kind of get my cut, my low cost cut. Okay. We're actually in hell tide now, aren't we? 48 minutes. Sure. And I'll keep Barrage on. Blue is going on. And messing around with melted artist silly on your rogue. No, because I don't have one.
Not in town.
So nah, I have not. What would I replace? The rapid aspect. For sure. It's something that Peaches said last time on stream. He's saying, you know, you can use the attack speed elixirs, and I was like, And then I thought about it. I'm like, well, they'll probably go for real cheap right now. I can just buy a bunch, or you know, farm the mass for them. So if I do that, I have plenty, and then I can free up an aspect. So while there are other elixirs that also give really good damage, like let's say, you know, savagery or whatever, you can't craft those. You have to find them, right? If I can remove an aspect by having the more attack speed somewhere via elixir, then I can also gain roughly that damage bonus anyways, just from being able to switch aspects without going for something that's high in demand, if that makes sense. So I would achieve the same thing technically, just in a different roundabout way. Just have one drop in your hardcore rogue, so you're curious. I don't really think it's really worth it on rogue, to be honest with you. Talking about it with Woody for a bit, and then also Woody, you know, actually has it and was testing it or whatever. I don't think either of us really think it's really worth it on the rogue. Like, it's worth it on classes that like can take advantage of, you know, or have like good ways to take advantage of the unique affix, whereas rogue doesn't really have. I mean, you have generic stats, but that's kind of it. Your pinch shot rapid fire guy in the uber unique section, will this be strong enough for AOZ? Are you asking if the uber unique planner setup, I guess you could say, like the gears, the aspects, and uniques? Are you saying will that be good enough for Abattoir Azir? Is that what you're asking? I mean, yeah, so there's gonna be, we don't have them all yet. Some of our builds have updated Abattoir Azir stuff. Not all of them, only a few of them have. Every build is gonna have an Abattoir Azir variant, so they're not all up yet. So chances are very little is gonna change between the in-game variant right now and the Abattoir of Azir variant. The only thing that's gonna change is Paragon Board, because you have to fit in that unique glyph, obviously. But in terms of the aspects and stuff like that, everything else is gonna, you know, for the most part, stay roughly the same. But yes, you will do just fine in that Abattoir Azir with that in-game setup in terms of the aspects and the uniques. When do you think you will update the specific build? Well, before Abattoir Azir comes out for sure. I don't have like a timeline. I know that all of them will be done before or by Saturday or Sunday, roughly. Thank you. Them cool, what's going on, man? It's been a minute since I've seen you. What's up? You said Bucks barely beat Miami with Jimmy and Hero out. I mean, you still got Bam and who's the other like used to be all-star that's kind of taking the backseat a little bit. I mean, they're not as good as, you know, obviously Damon, Giannis by any means, but oh no, not Kyle. No, not who is it? Big Booty. Is that what we call him? We call him Booty. Booty Lowry. Not him. Younger guy. I mean, Kyle Lowry is still a good point guard. Like he's not a scorer like he used to be, but he's still a good facilitator. Not Duncan Robinson, no. Forgot his name. But he used to be an all-star for a bit. I don't think he played much last season because he was injured a little bit. But on his previous team, he was basically like the, you know, what the team built around. Not Kevin Love. I really can't think of his name, honestly. I'm about to go look at the roster again. But been lurking on up since D4 drop. Been on the action RPG break. Makes sense. He said their bench is gone from last year. Yeah, I'm about to take a look at it again. I don't really follow the Heat much, so I don't really keep up with what changes there, but yeah, Kyle's not good. He's just thick. No, I mean he's still okay. So he's still a good facilitator. Yeah, you know he still has the mindset of a point guard. You're like I think when we think point guards, we think like Dame and Steph Curry, and we think scorers. We think people who shoot well. You know, like Chris Paul, for instance, is a facilitator. He's not really like a pure scorer. He's a facilitator. And he's damn good at it, right? Paul's old, obviously, but even when in his younger days, he could score, but his job was just to be a facilitator, which is generally speaking what a point guard is supposed to be doing in the first place. You know, the Steph Currys of the world were, you know, end up kind of changing how that position was kind of played a little bit. I won't say it's for the better or for the worse, just saying. Can't call him CP3. CP0. Grace, what's going on? Oh, by the way, with the overlay, I try to bring back a little bit of the original overlay by condensing it just enough to kind of like bring the stars back in the background. 35. Got 25 minutes where it rotates.
I'm not ready yet.
Yeah, Lifespan is such a rare resource, man. When I was looking at resources earlier, I'm like, what's the easiest way to get some Lifespans? And man, it is rough. Oh, you see the you see the light glasses in the resource globe? Yeah, I made some adjustments from yesterday. Try to like mix in and blend a couple of things together. Finally got a Shaco, took 82 runs. Oh, that's actually really good for 82 runs. Congrats. Been playing Pinch Shot Rapid Fire. Love it. Nice. Machine.
I'm not ready yet.
Weird out, yeah. Aluminum foil. You like KD? Mostly. The only time I didn't really care for KD was when he was with the Warriors. Outside of that, though, you know, I'm pretty cool with KD. Should add in the channel reward to skip a song or something. I don't know, cause like it's one of those things where it's like some people will like the song, others may not, kind of thing. Stop hating. Who, me hating on KD? Nah, I mean it's the thing is that like I don't fault KD for going to the Warriors per se. I just didn't like the way the Warriors played when KD was part of this was part of that team. Like, I didn't like the team as they were at the time when KD was a part of it. I mean, more people kind of got, you know, the whole thing of, oh, KD just wanted an easy ring or whatever, right? To me, I don't really care about that. It's more so of like just watching the team play. Like, the Warriors at the time without KD, like the year before that, the way they played was very entertaining to watch. It was very smooth. It was very, you know, like kind of selfless. You know, when, you know, before Klay Thompson got injured, of course. It was like fun to watch how they played. Even when KD got injured, you know, right? And they went back to their old system and it was fun to watch. But then when, you know, when KD came in the picture, you have to obviously build around KD because he becomes your best player. So the way KD plays is not the way the Golden State normally would do things. So it became more ISO ball, mostly built around KD, and it just wasn't really fun to watch. Now Klay just holds a perfect because he's watching. So that's all. I just didn't enjoy watching KD at the time with the Warriors.
I need more time.
Like, I like watching them with the Suns. I actually enjoyed watching them with OKC back in the day. Warriors were off limits on 2K during those years. 41. I gotta start looking for those whatchamacallits. What player do I like watching the most right now? It's actually a good question, really. I would say Damian Lillard. But you also got, as much as I don't really care for his personality, I like watching Ja play, and I like watching Kyrie Irving play quite a bit. Like, I think Kyrie Irving is probably the most entertaining to watch, in my opinion. But he's Kyrie's just Kyrie sometimes. But I love watching him play though. Like, as a pure basketball fan, like just what he does in the court, how smooth he is when he's like finishing at the rim. It's just his game is just incredible. You know, I love watching Jordan play. Oh man, dude, the amount of everybody's clowning Jordan for it though. But he kind of put that on himself though. Like, he's just immature, man. Like, he's just not mature enough to lead a team right now. He just ain't. And the fact that now he's playing on a team where he's the main option, and the teams are now, like, you know, designing their defense around him, stopping him, because everyone else is pretty much irrelevant on that team, you know, except for, you know, Kyle Kuzma, I guess, to a small extent, I guess. I don't know. Now he's getting exposed because when he was playing with the Warriors, I mean, everybody's gonna, like, you know, quadruple team like Steph Curry, obviously. So that gave Jordan Poole easy looks, you know, and wide open looks too, right? So you ain't got that no more, right? And it obviously shows.
Shut up and take my money.
What's up, crowd?
_crowd_ donated
donation, appreciate you,
$5.
man.
Playing a Flurry melee rogue right now and trying to decide the best placement for these three aspects: Edge Masters, aspects of elements, and encircling blades gear, and putting them on crossbow, amulet, and gloves. What would your placement be for those aspects?
So Edge Masters on the two-hand crossbow. You kind of need you kind of need trying to think. Yeah, so Edge Masters we're going on a two-hander. Amulet is probably going to end up being a defensive slot still. Most likely because you're playing Flurry, so you're a little up close. So it wouldn't be a good idea to kind of have offensive aspect on your amulet. Generally speaking, I probably would go with Umbrus on the amulet, because so you can proc Dark Shroud a lot, and you can take more hits and be tougher and kind of stay in there a little bit longer. So elements and encircling will just either be on rings or glove or weapon. But in terms of your your one-hand weapon, sorry. In terms of your two-hand weapon, it's gonna always be Edge Masters. I probably wouldn't do anything else there. Sada, what's going on? But the thing is that they're not anything worse. The Bulls are bad. That's true. Yeah, man, you're welcome. I don't know if you know, but I do have a Maxroll guide for Flurry. If you want to like make reference to that and check it out. Yeah, Bull are just awful. I think didn't like Zach Levine is kind of looking to get out, right? Like he's trying to get traded. And also, as much as I kind of feel bad for I say feel bad. I actually do feel bad for Russell Westbrook. I mean, he's had his, you know, his moments, right? But like he's finally following a team initially before Harden that like he actually gels with, and he was doing good. He was doing good with the Clippers at the end of the season last season and then the beginning of the season. Like he was doing just fine, right? And the Clippers actually really like him, and then all of a sudden they pull Harden in, and then like it just, you know, ends up basically just shitting all over like Russell. Like he was actually in a system that worked and playing well, and now he's forced to kind of take the back seat, you know, in a role that he was actually doing good in. Like for once, he was actually doing he was gelling with the team. He was fitting with the team, and of course that happens. Here's the first Uber run. Uber finally 458 for your Shaker. Yes. Yeah. Congrats, man. Eventually it has to happen, right? You know. I think that took that many runs, of course, but then, you know, it eventually had to happen. Yeah, the game will be gone by the deadlines for sure. Yeah, Bulls just need to blow up the entire team and like start over. Honestly, DeRozan looks like he's pretty much done too. He's frustrated, but don't know. I haven't heard anything of him like actually going anywhere, or, you know, trying to find his way out. I guess at this point, should I still go for steel chest, or should I just go for mysterious chest? Like if I'm not farming for Durio anymore. I kind of just want materials, like, you know, like elixir materials and that kind of junk, or I guess elixirs in general. I feel like there's a lot of fits for him out there currently. For DeRozan, he's a really good player though. I mean, I'm sure he could find somewhere. Actually, I think this might sound crazy, but get rid of not get rid of, but maybe send Chris Middleton off, and Bucks pick up DeRozan. It's just a thought. You don't think so? I mean, you got a power forward. You got a point guard. You know, Giannis is gonna stay around the rim. Dame is gonna obviously be like shooting from half court. DeRozan is a short range like specialist. So that you kind of fill up your you kind of fill in the gaps there. You can create so much space on the floor that way. Like so much space. And the reason why I say Chris Middleton is like he's having issues staying healthy at the moment. It's a good fit, but that's cheating. That's fair.
I'm not ready yet.
Oh, also forgot too. One of my favorite players to watch right now, currently on the come up, is Tyrese Maxey. I just said closeness to possibly work. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. For the Rosen, but yeah, Tyrese Maxey though, dude, like, I love seeing him like do his thing, man. And like, it wouldn't have happened had James Harden stayed there, right? So giving Maxey like, you know, the keys to kind of like, you know, do his own thing was like the best thing that could have happened for the Sixers. Now that the quote unquote the system is gone, yeah, I know, right?
I need more time.
And Maxey is just an overall good dude, man. Like, you listen to him, his like any of his interviews, and like the dude is just so like, he's just a good dude, man. Like, overall, just happy to play the game, happy to have the opportunity. You know, ain't causing no drama. You know, ain't fighting with the referees. Y'all watch all the NBA games? Not the whole, not from like start to finish or whatever. No, I kind of watch the highlights more so than anything else. At least for now. The in-season tournament stuff I actually do watch, but like I don't really like watch full games until it's like the playoffs. And the reason for that obviously is because teams generally don't try until then. So it's kind of a not as much fun watching the entire game. I'd rather just get the highlights, like the cliff notes, and then when the playoffs hit, I actually watch the whole thing. Speaking of which, where are the chests right now? I feel like I haven't done a hell time in a while. Unless they're going for MVP. Well, then maybe that player, like that one player might try, right? But the team won't, right? But I guess one over here, right? You can just crab out MVP and get votes. Oh man. Regardless, I do think, with that being said, I do think Joker should have gotten it the year that Embiid got it. Not saying Embiid, didn't, wasn't good that year, but let's be honest, like Embiid got it because they didn't want Joker to get it back to back, even if he deserves it back to back. What? No, like I mean the stats and the impact that Joker has for his team versus what MB has for his team. I mean, the numbers don't lie. I'm not saying that MB didn't have a great year, because he did. But I mean, if you just look at pure numbers and the impact Joker had on the team versus the impact MB had on the team, like Joker should have won that. And the thing about it is that I mean, and it's he's everything that like you wouldn't think of a basketball player, like in general, like traditional player, right? He's not exciting to like watch unless he's passing the ball. Like if he's passing the ball, he's super exciting to watch because no one really passes better than he does. Well, I say not better, but like he's definitely one of the best passers in the NBA, like hands down, right? Like I love watching him like create plays, but in terms of actually scoring and you know other stuff, he's absolutely not it's not exciting to watch at all. But you can't. It's very difficult to deny the kind of impact he has for his team. It is absolutely unreal. It's unreal. it's just unreal, right? Like the only thing I would say that like MB really has over Joker is that I believe MB is like a better defender. It's kind of really it. Like he's, don't get me wrong, MB actually this year has done a lot better with his playmaking. I will give credit to where credit is due there. He's gotten better with his playmaking this season. Did I be hooping? I grew up playing a lot of basketball. I played in a lot of recreational leagues. I won 2 MVP. The trophies. The teams I played for always made it to the finals, although we lost in the finals. Never really continued like into into like late high school or anything, just because like unfortunately like especially back then at that time, like if you weren't a certain height, you literally had no chance on being on like the varsity team whatsoever. So when I kind of like realized I wasn't gonna grow to a height that's kind of necessary for the NBA or moving forward or whatever, I just kind of like gave up on it. I was like 5'2", 5'1", 5'2", like sophomore going into my junior year. It's just like I was good, but not good enough to to circumvent my height, if that makes sense. Like I wasn't like a Muggsy Bugs or anything, or Jerry Stackhouse. If you guys know who they were back in the day. Well, I mean now I'm like 5'9" now, but I was 5'2" in high school. No, ain't no way you're gonna get into a varsity team at that height. Can I one-shot Durio with this build in the 4-man party? Well, this is a farming setup. Rogues cannot one-shot Durio with a farming setup. Like you can technically do it, but you have to build very specifically for it on a rogue. So that means you have to like take the banish amulet. You have to take the overpower vampiric power. You have to kind of build for that. So yes, Barrage can do it. Rapid Fire can do it. But it's literally very niche. You will only be able to do Duriel with it, or a world boss. So it's not something I would suggest anyone build for. Because I mean, Duriel is like already easy enough as it is. Cap, I'm still 5'2". Nah. I really am 5'9", but yeah, I didn't hit my growth spurt. I didn't hit any growth spurt until later on, like 20s roughly, and by that time it was too late. So, nah. But I was a point guard though. I would say like the way I played was a lot like Derrick Rose before he got injured. I was very athletic. and always kind of, you know, take it to the hole no matter who was there. Like I was not scared to play. At all. I wasn't much of a shooter, but definitely I played a lot in the inside, and you could not stop me from finishing at the rim. It was just you still have merch? I wish. I thought about doing some like Dash Easy stuff at some point. I just never got around to it. You said new format? I was trying to. Oh, were you here yesterday, Mika? No, you wasn't here yesterday, Mika. Were you? But the layout now is like a mixture between yesterday's layout, which was like completely full screen, and then my original layout. So I figured this is kind of like the best of both worlds, kind of. You need the hats. Been really busy. Yeah, you actually missed a really cool opportunity to ban and like even use the shield mode, man. Like imagine you being able to use the shield mode. You missed out, man. Yeah, you missed it too. Yeah, so there was a hate raid. Was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? Some of the guys here probably remember what it was or when it was. Yeah, I had like a huge hate raid. It was like massive, so I had to actually like legit go into shield mode, which I never had to do before.
I'm not ready yet.
And legit, not a single mob was on at the time. Yeah, it was actually like, and it's usually odd because usually there's at least one mod, you know, just kind of just chilling. Right, but yeah, not a single one was on that day. And it's like, oh, they would have, you know had something to like, you know, really do at that point. Yeah, it was actually, yeah. I wonder if they just timed that. It's like, oh, they're not watching. No, but it was like a massive hate raid. I wasn't mad or anything. I was just kind of like. I was like the one time where it's like something that could really be detrimental to the stream if it continued and I didn't get the shield up, you know, in a reasonable amount of time, you know, actually happened, right? It was me. You made the financial mistake of going into a music store. Rat symbol thrown and double kick pedals later. Did you do it on Black Friday? Is that when you did that? Oh, today. Never mind. I should learn to read. Learn to reads. Okay, let's go around here. Some of the best areas to actually get the materials are actually in this area. I've learned. Just get really big so you can pay me to sit on the screen 24/7. When do you think a full frenzy build would be viable for barbs? I don't really think the devs are. I don't think they really have the like whole like basic attack builds being like you know, a meta thing anytime soon. There are setups, don't get me wrong, that are decent, but like I guess when you think of viable on a barb, everything's compared to Hoda, and of course you can do frenzy now and do just fine, but you also have Hoda, so everything's gonna be compared to Hoda. It's like, well, it's not as good as Hoda, right? It's like, oh, there's a Leak Crate build that actually isn't that bad. Is it as good as Hoda? No. You know, everything is gonna be compared to Hoda, so it's like that naturally makes every build technically bad by comparison. Even though it's not bad, it's just relative to, well, Hoda. You said the M word. 100% we gotta have fun though. And I agree with that. I totally agree with that. There's always that thing where, like, you know, where or there's always, I put it this way, there's like a stigma where it's like, you know, if you're not playing what you know, the player base or whatever perceives as an S tier build, right? Then like there's kind of like either bad juju or something, or the build is no longer viable because it's not it's not considered an S tier build, right? And it's kind of like, that's part of the reason why I don't like tier lists in general. Like there's some that just legit live and die by the tier list, and I get it in, like, let's say fighting games, or, you know, like something where you're making money off of, like you get paid to be in tournaments to play or whatever. That's a different story. Tier list makes more sense. You know, following the tier list makes a lot more sense. But like in the action RPG where there's no literal competition, you know, the first and foremost thing should be, is the build fun to play? Versus, is this build an S tier? I legit, some of the most fun I've had so far in Diablo 4 has been Frozen Orb Sork. And that is in what, C tier? I mean, and I was doing fine and with my fresh 100 Sork and like T100s. Now, of course, boss killing was, you know, a bit rough, but actually clearing wasn't really rough at all. But I had a blast. I'm 5'7", 5'8" on a good day. Just saw that. Wait, where's my YouTube chat? Why did it go away? Oh, there we go. Yeah, I might need to try to go find a chest and then it rotated. Okay, so top up there. So we're looking at about roughly here.
I need more time.
Have a good bedge. Author, yeah, sorry. I'm actually playing Barrage currently. I guess it didn't switch out from a showcase that I was showing for someone on YouTube. I don't want to go that way. Then when Hoda gets nerfed, people will realize that there are way better builds out there. I don't think Hoda itself will get nerfed. I don't know. Hard to say. I think Overpower will get touched. Obviously, it'll get toned down, you know, next season. But that would affect, you know, any build based on. I guess it would directly affect Hoda. But yeah. Anyways, yeah, that's what I was saying before though. Like, I just really think that, like, especially right now, with no leaderboards involved, I just think that, you know, it'd be nice to see people play things they want to play because they find it fun and not because a tier list set is good. Considering that the game is pretty easy right now. That, you know, even C tier builds can do the content without, you know, issues. This mystery steel only give one steel. Yeah, basically. At this point, I'm really not even trying to like farm for steel or anything. I actually want the like elixirs and materials. So that's the only reason why I'm doing mystery chest right now over like the steel chest. It is a ripoff of one silver, yeah. Which is why I actually said when it came out, or the like change order that they did or whatever, I legit was telling people don't get the mystery chest. If you're trying to farm for steel, skip the mystery chest period. Do the living steel chest and then do every other chest after that, like around it. Because of that reason. I think next season I'm going to do random arrows build. I think hopefully next season we'll have more options with specializations. The devs have to realize that, like, you know, combo points is, you know, taking over. Even without the boss will, combo points is still like assertively you know, more used than any of the other specializations. Well, what's going on, man? Do I at least give 3 now? Is it hate raid? Yeah, I got that. I think it was like 2 days ago. It happened, and I had to like use shield mode on Twitch to stop it. Yep, it is a thing. And like it just keeps going and going and going until you actually like legit like. You have to like literally put your entire stream on like full lockdown security to actually like stop the the rampage from happening. But you make money off of them? No, they're not subscribing, so no. Like you don't make any money off of them following you. And they're not sticking around long enough to watch any ads for you to make money off of them. So no, not really. Yeah. The subscribe. Yeah, yeah, that'd be a different story. Oh, really? I was thinking that's gonna be a one-hander chest. Can I get this one? Can I get it? Got it. Hey, Boiler, what's the fastest way to farm Galavine? Or Life's Bane? Or Redamine? Redamine? Advanced can understand. Yeah. So like, I'm just wondering if there's like another way to just gather them. Like, is gathering really the only actual like? Is that just the fastest way? Is just to run around and pick them up? Or is there like some like secret like cellar or something, or that you go in and it's like always there or something, or a trick where you log out or something, log back in the same spot and it's there. Convert, nah. I've already done all that stuff. I'm not super into picking flowers. Well, I'm probably gonna have to resort to doing so a bit for if I'm trying to like super min max for for upcoming abattoir, like Gallowing and Lightsbane is gonna be very important. Then again, I guess I could just buy elixirs from people. But I also want to make sure that I don't make it seem like it's important, because if I make the elixir that I want to buy or want to try to get important, then the price starts going up. Right now, no one probably cares about the elixir I'm going for, so therefore I could probably get it for cheap. Like, oh, you got a few of these elixirs, right? You don't want those masks for those elixirs, right? Right?
Yes, I'll take it.
Just do it off stream now, yeah. I mean, eventually I'll make mention of why I do it, like in the guides or something somewhere. But that's after I stocked up on like hundreds of them though, before the price goes up. Before people would be like, "Oh man, I need to actually go and like get some of those." But it allows me to move some aspects in like different places, and it becomes pretty huge for like 3 builds. Side quest is RNG. That's true. Yeah. Daniel. Yeah. So Daniel. Yeah. So some side quests do give you a lot of mats, but they're also like it's also very it just depends. Yeah. I'll hit you up later, Boiler. I'm looking at the new layout. I actually kind of like this. Might take some time to get used to. I like the Thug Life glasses and the energy globe. Phantom, what's going on? Alright, so I guess now got all these elixirs now. I wish, what I wish we could do, man? That I don't understand why we can't. Why can't we salvage elixirs and like get some mass back from that? Like, why is it you can only just sell? What's this one? Onto this. Actually, hold up. How do I keep my stash clean? Dude. To be honest with you, I need to actually clean it up again. But my stash at the beginning, yeah. For those who like stick around my stream for quite a bit, at the beginning of the season, like the first couple of weeks, it is my stash is probably the worst thing anyone's ever seen ever. Like it doesn't get any worse than what my stash tab looks like everywhere. Now, once I clean it though, once I actually like take like 2 hours during the stream to actually like clean the stash tab, then it actually stays usually pretty organized throughout the rest of the season. But it always starts out as heavy anxiety for my chat for the most part. I've given my chat PTSD on several occasions with just my stash tabs. I actually don't even know why I'm on Barrage right now. I think I'm just too lazy to change it out. To change out to rapid fire. Is that a light in the like top left corner of the screen where you're having to strip? It's actually a moon. It is a moon. Whoa. I think Zario, when I do eventually end up playing Barrage during Abattoir Zero as well, I feel like the play for Barrage is literally going to be like trying to get all the enemies to walk into the outside areas. So I'll just like position myself to where I start crossing the Barrage's shots or whatever, and just kind of walk around a little bit and just wait for all the arrows to kind of like, you know, hit a bit. Like positioning is going to be extremely important. Only thing that's going to be really bad though is obviously the boss fights are going to be atrocious because you're never going to hit with enough arrows to really make a difference. Gonna need a protractor for that. Yeah, I forgot, like when I logged in, I forgot I had my Barrage set up. There was some guy on I think it was one of my the Barrage build guide for this season that I did on YouTube, was saying he switched to this guide from Flurry Rapid Fire, and he's level 100 whatever, and he couldn't kill level 114 mobs at all. Like he was struggling and dying a lot versus level 114 mobs. So what, T60 something, I think. Like you couldn't do like Nightmare Dungeon 60 something with, and he said he had every piece of gear and everything, and I'm like, ain't no way that you're struggling in a T60 with Barrage like that, and you said you have everything. So I decided to actually swap to my Barrage build and do like a small clip. Cause he said he couldn't kill with like Lilith at all with it, and I'm just like, yeah, you capping, man, ain't no way. I mean, Barrage isn't necessarily ideal for Lilith, but I mean, you can 2 rotation her Could be controller. To me, it's an easier mouse and keyboard. The thing is that like, what I found kind of funny is just that he posted on the guide that had T100 gameplay on it, and I was using Temerity. I wasn't even using to boss will, and I was clearing T100 just fine. But with Temerity. So it's not like the gameplay wasn't there when he was watching the guide itself. He could have been like, something ain't right here. You know what I mean? Like, but instead of like asking questions, hey, you know, what am I doing wrong? He just concluded that the build, you know, absolutely is trash. And I'm just like, I don't know how you came to that conclusion. If you have everything you needed, and you saw the gameplay in the actual video that shows that it does exactly what was said. Could I play Pinshot RF after this dungeon? Sure. Oh, you didn't see the black glasses in the energy globe? Yeah, that's a today thing.
Need more time.
Psychedelic, what's going on? You just woke up, unfortunately. Alright. I don't think I found a better win for it since the last time I played Pinshot Rapid Fire, have I? But if I'm gonna do it, I probably still want to do the win forest. Like a fire where my wind forest is at. Where is my wind forest? It's supposed to be in this tab. Did I put it somewhere else on accident or what? Appreciate the follow. Or did I salvage it on accident? That'd be kind of funny if I did. Might have to actually just, you know, work with that wind for us. All right, so there's there's that wind for us. Amplifier, Pinshot, gloves here. And then I have to do rapid somewhere. rapid's gonna have to go probably here. I don't think I have another. I guess I do have another sword. I can probably just throw rapid on for now, or a ring. Do I have a ring? Oh, well, here's a. Okay, the same thing. Oh, this one, this one's one. If they're rapid on that for now. Missing some health, but still not used to the filter. No, I probably could just yeah. I could have just used the filter, huh? Yeah, I guess we can just throw rapid on that. That would be fine. Or actually, no. I'll probably remove this. All this. Remove corruption. So we'll just change out sword then. I don't think I'm gonna ever use branching volleys ever again, so we can just imprint over this. Or this. This is already there. We'll just do this. We have a skull in there, but we'll leave it. Actually, I just realized something. I don't think I've ever done this with the Shaco before. So I don't even have whatchamacallit. I have to give up bring up elements. So I'm going to run forest. Kind of forgot about that. Or I can give up rapid, but game messages on Discord, yeah. You have grown to become fond of Eagle Horn today with your pin shot. Just make sure to choose number of dungeons that are rooms, not wide open spaces. I don't think I can ever really get on the Eagle Horn train. Because even if it does bounce, you have no control over where it goes. And the thing about it is that like that unique itself potentially has the one of the highest outputs in terms of like a unique affix itself. Like it is absolutely insane how good it is on paper when you get enough ricochets or bounces to happen. Which is probably why they've been very careful about how they've done that. But it's a bit too restricting in this current state. I'd rather for it to be the unique affix or the potential power of it to be nerfed if it meant considerably more reliability. So we'll do I thought I had an Edge Master on a ring. What happened to it? I mean, 100% that I had. Did I not have Edge Masters at all anywhere? That can't be right. Unless I misspelled it. It is okay. I must have misspelled it. Yeah. All right, so this is one of those situations where I think I do this and then run the attack speed elixir. For the time being. I've been using Wind Force and decided to try it. It's pretty fun, but you're trying things out. I'm using Heart Seeker, so it's just more fun at the moment. I would love to use other basic attacks in a normal fashion. Do we have news about what this class would be yet? They talked some details about the 6th class. They didn't tell us what it was. They just said that it's a brand new class never seen in Diablo before. That's pretty much all we know. What if they change it to Seek rather than Bounce and before AOZ is in their hall? That's perfect for Igorn. I mean, I don't see. I think AOZ is just basically like dungeon layout stuff, I believe. Yeah, alright. So now we got that. Or make sure Rogue proc a Shadow Clone. It doesn't. Barrage always shoots when you shoot Barrage is always an after image. It's not a clone. It looks like a clone though. Like it absolutely looks like a clone, but it totally is not a clone. Trying to figure out where to get some more points from for rapid fire. What else? Cool. Pick one from there. Alright, it's gonna take a little while for my muscle memory to kind of like really kick in with this. Because usually I don't run dual core skills quite often, or I don't ever use a main skill on like any of the other parts except right click. So it's gonna be really awkward the first couple of runs. Supposedly Spiritborn class. Leaks are not really confirmed. But there are leaks though, which makes it interesting. Alright. Is it Barrage better than Rapid Fire? No. Barrage doesn't take advantage of the to boss world bug nearly as well as Rapid Fire does. Rapid Fire skills considered like it just does better with the bug. It's like if you remove the bug though, Barrage and Rapid Fire are a lot closer. But with the bug, Rapid Fire is like a bit better. Personally, like to see some kind of holy class, like Daniel said. Yeah, I mean, we'll, I guess, kind of see what they do or where they go with that. I would assume a holy class too, but I mean, Can I fit Moonrise? Oof. Technically, I can. Let's do that. That's gonna make things a little easier for me. All right, okay, that works. So that makes it that I don't have to run whatchamacallit. How about multi-shot for Rogue on the expansion? Honestly, I think they should just turn Barrage into that, honestly. Otherwise you're gonna have quite a bit of overlap. I still think there's still a bit of overlap now in the game. Like, I feel like Barrage and Rapid Fire kind of fill very similar roles, and they both have ricochet potential. One just choosing the straight line, the other fans out. Like they're really similar. And I wish they would have done a better job of like giving them their like pathing them away from each other in terms of like how unique the skill actually is. I think Rapid Fire probably should stay the way it is, but I think Barrage should be more of a multi-shot type ordeal. But I think that they try to make multi-shot into like penetrating shot. Penetrating shot, I believe, is supposed to be the multi-shot for Rogue, but I don't know. Not really a fan. Do you think they do any quality of life improvements with AOZ? Oh yeah, absolutely. They've been very quiet right now, and a lot of it is, I'm sure, a lot is coming on top of just the Abattoir Azir happening. I think a lot is coming in the works. In terms of what that is, I have obviously no idea, but I do think that quality of life is coming. I think stuff that just doesn't work, they'll fix. Like, Prey on the Weak will probably get fixed, hopefully. Maybe we'll get some key passive buffs or fixes, maybe. Like there might be some things that like they might touch up on that probably just needs touch up on in general. Clippish Civic QO coming. Like anything with itemization would be great. Maybe remove some useless affixes from the pool. I mean, they got stuff coming for itemization. I mean, they mentioned it, right? They mentioned talking about that's a big focus. I would assume that like itemization is a major rework type thing, which is probably why we haven't seen anything about it yet. But yeah, I heard that on what he streamed the other day, something about Victimize isn't working. All right. So, Matrix, what's up? Is there any information about patch notes and that's something? Not at the moment. Nearly. So, Lena, what's up? Is it no more fun? Is it no more fun? Screen setup? What do you mean? So Victimize does work. I don't think anyone who's been playing Rogue a lot would tell you that Victimize doesn't work. I've made mention about Victimize before. Zario also did some testing as well. Victimize isn't accounting for some buffs, and the targets have to be vulnerable in order for the AoE of Victimize to get the whatever buffs is working on the surrounding mobs. So it's not giving you as much damage as it claims you should get. So I would not say, Naila, that you wasted a bunch of time. Like, that's not, I wouldn't look at it that way. For the current content, especially like, let's say you're doing like, let's say rapid fire, for example. You're doing rapid fire, victimize on paper makes sense. You know, it's like, oh, it's AoE stuff, rapid fire, single target. That seems to make a lot of sense, right? You can still do that in the current content because your character with to boss will and rapid fire is strong enough to where victimize, despite the fact that it's only giving you maybe roughly half the value that you're supposed to, and you got to make sure all your targets are vulnerable, it's still good enough to clear in T100 right now. Like, it's actually probably easier to clear T100s with victimize than it is with close quarters combat, just because your arrows are so strong. You don't need more power per arrow right now in the current content. So right now, it's not a waste. It would be a waste if we didn't have the to boss will bug. Yes, at that point it would be a waste because your arrows wouldn't be strong enough. So, but yeah, like it's, you can still use it on like very specific builds for the current content. However, Blizzard needs to, look back into, fixing the stuff, which I hope that they do. Before Abattoir is here, or with the Abattoir is here patch. I used to have extra. Is it extra health? There we go. Are you supposed to not level up Metamorphosis? That is correct. What am I doing? Oof, that hurt. There goes my Chris. 10, 11 mil. I got an ancient. Wait, did I remove Hectic? Let me make sure I have everything. Yeah. No, I have Hectic. Okay, no, we're good. I'm just messing up my rotations. What's your issue with leveling Metamorphosis? It makes it more difficult to time getting your resources back because you have to wait until you're not unstoppable, I guess. The higher the level the Metamorphosis is, so it ends up being inconvenient. It ends up being pretty inconvenient the higher your Metamorphosis path, your level is, and there's really no reason to have it higher, honestly. In the current state of the game, so I guess it ends up being an inconvenience and worse resource management overall. Bless you. Rogue Shadow Claw Ultimate is bug.
Stream with 147 views.
I know it's pretty late for you, so you're probably heading on out. But appreciate you, man. Nice to see you. I literally just swapped out of one of my main sets to play some pin shot rapid fire for a viewer that requested it. All the bugs this season, which Blizzard will give us a fix for metamorphosis leveling. Yeah, well, I think they will, like, I think they might have like fixes for stuff like that. I don't think they want to mess with bugs that, you know, are attached to builds in general, like ball lightning, etc. But bugs like that, I think might be on the works of being fixed. But they've been really quiet lately, and usually when they're quiet, I mean something is base coming up, and we know Avatar Zero is coming up, but that's already known, right? What else is happening?
Need more time.
Campfire Thursday, yeah. I'll be streaming that live as well. I'll be having a sub that day, so I can be here to stream it live. Almost got hit on that. Griffey, what's going on?
I'm not ready yet.
Whoa, that was that a 25 mil hit? I was gonna get stuck. That was a bad evade. 10 metamorphosis. The rogue isn't really a big deal. I actually don't like using metamorphosis in general. Personally, I don't. But that's because my muscle memory is so used to regular evade that trying to play with metamorphosis is like throws things off because there's just lag. There's lag and, like, you know, a long animation after the evade. It just makes it very annoying if you're gotten so accustomed to. What up, Moon? What up, Moon's up? Girl, leave me alone.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready yet.
Oh, there you go, Bubba. What's going on, man? I got pin shot RF like up for now. Oops, wrong button. What pin shot build would be more suited for AOZ? Would these poison or the Maxroll version? I haven't made one yet for Maxroll, so it doesn't. As of right now, it technically doesn't. I don't. AOZ Maxroll version doesn't exist yet. It exists in my mind, just not in the guide. I would do this one. Yeah, I'll pop. That has to be Elixir. So at the moment, you know, there's, you know, only thing out there, you know, between the two is obviously the Woodies. I do think that the poison one would be actually, it would be effective, but I think it would be really hard to play. Because in order to be able to get enough poison damage to stack and do something with, you have to, you know, run over the bursting venoms as a pin shot rogue, right? And pin shot rogues generally are not really built for you to, you know, want to do that. It also messes with positioning too, because the whole idea is you want to shoot in a straight line and line things up, but you also want to get in all the bursting venoms puddle at the same time. So now you have to make a decision. Do you run over the puddle to get, you know, your poisoning beam off cooldown, or do you run to the other side to get a clean shot of pin shot or whatever? So sometimes it ends up being counterintuitive. And the poison always procs underneath the mob, so you might have to run into melee range to, you know, run over the poison. So like, I feel like it's gonna be quite difficult unless you try to play it like a super tanky type build. But I think with pin shot, man, like, you want to hit hard. That's kind of like the point of pin shot. It's the only really thing pin shot really has going for it. So I don't know. I feel like it'll be kind of tough. It's doable, obviously, but yeah, we'll see.
Need more time.
14 mil crit, I'll take that. Also good, Griffy, what's going on? You got your Uber Unique? Did I already play this dungeon last time? It's aggressive but rewarding when making the right decision. The thing about Avatar is that you only have one life, right? And so like there's at least in softcore, hardcore you technically have 2 lives, which is I think also kind of interesting. But but anyhow, I think for the average player, it would be very difficult to play that well. I think playing currently pinch shot in general tends to be quite difficult to really achieve it and play well. Yet alone adding another element to that equation. What do you mean Avatar has 2 lives in hardcore? Because hardcore has a cheat death potion that doesn't count towards the life that the 1 life that you have for Avatar Azir. Whereas softcore, obviously you don't have the cheat death potion, so but if you die once, then it's over. Whereas in hardcore, you technically have that potion or whatever, and you can continue it if you want to. Not saying you should, just saying that like the opportunity is there. Like Woody was talking about it and saying this Avatar is will most likely be easier in hardcore than it is in softcore because of that.
I'm not ready.
Using Sailors on your Necro and it's unkillable. Yeah. In terms of like unkillable setups though, I think really Barb is probably gonna be the only one that's gonna be able to run an unkillable setup and actually like kill things. Like kill like clear in like decent amount of time. Necros are gonna already like may not scale as well in Avatar Azir in general. Yet alone trying to make your Necro unkillable will just only make your boss fights take that much longer. All good, Lucky. You have a good one, man. Appreciate the raid. I figure either something happened or it's just like it's real late for you, so you were just gonna head out. Lucky give us Road 3.0 for AOZ. His 2.0 one is for AOZ. His most recent one is. Excited to see more AOZ gameplay in the campfire chat. Hopefully they'll show us the gameplay, actually. Hopefully we'll get it. I gotta stop being lazy and actually start. What just happened? Did y'all just see that? Is this bugged? I literally one-shotted the T100 boss, and I don't get a glyph upgrade. What the hell happened? Okay. Can someone clip that so I can send? I don't. I don't know. Like I looked at it and I swore I did not think I was gonna one shot. Because I actually used pin shot. I didn't use rapid fire. It was pin shot on accident on the whatchamacallit. And legit pin shot one shot at the dude. What? It wasn't a nightmare dungeon, really? How did I reset it then? Okay, I was getting ready to say, I'm like, that was really weird. Oh, this is the one I opened. Okay, that's what it was. I was getting ready to say, I was like, hey, no way. No way Pinshot did that. Okay, I was getting ready to say for a second. I'm like, there is just no way. Not even the overpowered crit should have did that. So wait, how did I teleport to that dungeon then? Cause like I used the map. Cause I didn't travel to that dungeon. Yeah, I didn't travel to that dungeon and it had an X on it and I clicked on it and it teleported me inside that dungeon. Which is why I thought it was a nightmare dungeon. Alright. Well, here we go. Yeah. But playing this setup makes me want to play my rapid fire setup, to be honest. Oof. That hurts. You think it's a minor bug? Yeah, that was just awkward. The shadow damage over time is ridiculous. Yeah. You went in the teleporter. But even if I did, how did the dungeon reset then? Because I didn't reset the dungeon. So how would it be a brand new dungeon? I think that's the first time I used rapid fire this whole thing. What vampiric power? I swap in and out quite a bit, but for now, Undying, Resilience, Hectic, Moonrise, and Ravenous. For now. Blizzard Math, yes. Resets automatically when you open a new gen. Okay. Well then, definitely oof on my part then. That's so satisfying. So I do think that like pinshot rapid fire is probably one of the hardest core skill, or one of the hardest builds to play on the rogue. Especially if you're gonna use Wind Force, it's actually quite a bit tedious. But you have to be patient with it, which is, I know, can be, because like if you do not proc your 22 combo points or whatever, then your Wind Force practically becomes rather useless. But when you do, the wind force is a pretty huge gain. So you have to kind of make sure you shoot quite a few basic attacks to kind of be sure that you actually got the wind force proc. And I think I know a lot of people don't really like doing that, or know that you kind of have to do that like that way. I gotta get more wards. You have OCD leaving any gear behind. At this point, though, since the best gear pretty much drops from Durio anyway, or war bosses, anything you get from a Nightmare Dungeon is kind of like gonna be inferior by comparison. And I already got everything I need for the most part, so I don't even bother picking up things anymore, roughly. Unless it's from like a world boss or so. But yeah, I used to be that way too until I looked at my inventory and my stash, and I'm like, oh, I practically, literally, legit got everything I would want to play around with.
I'm not ready yet. Need more time.
That was bad. Good War interview on NPR today, 50th anniversary edition of Elixir. Ah, I missed it. Rogue combo point, but it's completely good for John Wick Rogue. It didn't do any harm before.
Need more time. I'm not ready.
Let's stun me now.
I'm not ready yet.
Alright, get that lined up. There you go.
Need more time.
That poison was gonna kill me. I didn't. It like snuck up on me. Yeah, I guess I can kill it.
Need more time.
To the right. Oh no, it's the last one over here. Okay. I got 2 glyphs left. Getting 21, I guess. See people having a lot of fun with this. The fact that you can actually use Wind Force for something, I think is a very it's a very big selling point, because it's like Wind Force is a very iconic item. So it's kind of like, you know, back from D2 days or whatever. So when something that couldn't be used before now actually has a use in something, it becomes pretty like, you know, like fun. You don't necessarily have to do Wind Force with this. You can just do a 2-hand crossbow, and it'll make your life a little easier by doing it. It is less damage overall, but to do 2-hand crossbow, but it is more consistent in case you don't proc your combo points, because of course Wind Force without the combo points being proc to maximum is pretty much a dud. But yeah, I mean, Wind Force is gonna fall off after season 2 easily. Like, it's not gonna stick. It's not gonna unless they buff Wind Force like to an incredible amount. It's just gonna fall off. All right, so what do I want to do? Kind of want to do rapid fire. Gotta remember what I need to change for this. All that's can remain the same, I guess. Just need to change the glove. And then the weapon. Which one did I use? Can't be that one. Was it this one? I think it was. We got that. I still have my Doombringer kind of like keeping in the stash for now, but I will definitely probably play around with that more when things get harder. Yeah, this is fine. Press back here. Point to the stun. So what am I missing? I got 3 points left now. Two points. Oh, I know what it is. I got 2 points into that, didn't I? But let's put this here out of curiosity. But I do want 1 point into here to proc something. Speaking of that something, that's gonna be a minion. I think that's it, right? Yeah, that was an easy switch over. So Craig. Sure. The song is interesting. It's fun to listen to as a musician.
I'm not ready yet. Need more time.
I don't know why I did that. They weren't gonna let me do it. It's the same Paragon for pinch shot and rapid fire. I mean, pretty much, yeah. Pinch shot, rapid fire, barrage. I mean, it's practically all the same. Well, let me phrase that. For the close quarters combat version of rapid fire, it's the same as the pinch shot and barrage boards. If you're doing victimized, then the board is different. You just found a 9.6 attack speed, 3 pinch shot, 3 rapid fires, whatever you want. Oh no, I'm good, man. I got a pinch shot rapid fire glove already. Like a good one.
I'm not ready yet.
Also, my main build is pretty much like rapid fire in general, like pure rapid fire.
Wouldn't have made it without you.
If Blizzard offered a pet that would run around and grab all the cinders, go to sell it for $5, you drop it in a heartbeat. It would not surprise me if they actually like did something like that. Do you want to buy it from you? Still no. I wouldn't even have enough gold, even if I wanted to. I'm broke. I'm practically broke.
Bless you.
You want to? I'll buy gold for gold. You have a few offers on it over 1B bill. That's crazy. My puncture wouldn't even reach. You know, I'm a Barrage enthusiast. I was playing Barrage earlier today. In fact, I was playing Barrage before I was playing Pinch Shot. Honestly, if it wasn't for if it wasn't for if it wasn't for the Toboss Will bug, I'd probably be playing more Barrage over Rapid Fire. And I have a crazy crop build as well, but I'm not selling it until you show me an AOZ build. Twenty-four crowd control. If something refunds resources, is it affected by resource regeneration? I don't think so. It's a very good question, actually. I don't think so. It worked that way in Diablo 3. I don't think it does in Diablo 4. But I could be wrong, but I haven't heard. I haven't noticed it in any of the stuff that I've tried with it. You feel like it won't be enough? What makes you feel that way, Super? The fact that all OP builds for Rose are based on Tobal's bug. The thing is I think Barrage would do better in AOZ than it does in like current content, honestly. It's gonna require some finagling to make sure enemies get hit by the outer arrows on Barrage. That's gonna be the kind of annoying part with Barrage. I think it's gonna be harder to play for certain because of that. Against the boss though, I don't think there really isn't much you can do about the outer arrows not hitting the boss. Unless the boss is just fat. Or bosses are just fat, which we have no confirmation on whether or not there will be, or... No, Barrage is benefiting from it. From Tobal's Will bug. It's just that all of his extra arrows are shooting on the outside. So it starts to shoot here, and then you know how it spreads out by the time it gets to like the 8th arrow. From the 8th arrow to the 28th arrow, it stays on that outside. So the next 20 arrows are shooting from the outside. That's why you see that long after image for Barrage. So it's happening. It's just that it's happening at a somewhat inconvenient angle, which doesn't really help you in current content right now. But you definitely do get the damage bonus of, you know, of the 22 combo points, stuff like that. For Barrage, it's just the extra arrows are just not placed conveniently at all. Which would require some finagling. Like positioning finagling and stuff inside the AOZ. Because stuff isn't gonna die instantly in the higher AOZ. So that gives the outer arrows more value. But on a boss fight though, I think that's gonna be a bit rough. Is this hardcore? No. Hardcore the way to go. Yeah, if you have good internet connection. I think we assume that everybody who's on the internet has great, reliable connection. I know it's 2023 and ISPs should really get their crap together, but some ISPs have monopolies in some areas and they don't really too much care. a reliable connection, and which kind of sucks for some people. Yeah, it's 2023. I have Comporium for my ISP. If you don't know who that is or what that is, that tells you everything you need to know about my ISP. Kind of want to stick around the map for a bit. You like the playstyle? Yeah, this is what we kind of call a bow rogue. So it's not like a true range rogue quite, because in this style I'm playing close quarters combat, so I do have to jump in and out to proc the boss well and stuff. But yeah. Looks like everything's been cleared. Yeah, we'll just go. I think that's what I have when I'm in South Carolina. In the military. Yeah, yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Good Griffin. Yeah. Almost died there. That was weird. Let's go the other way. I want you to get more sigils. more sigils from this at all. How much like sigil powder I got so far? Probably somewhere around like 21k. It's really not a lot. I haven't really. I've only been recently like salvaging or trying to gather and salvage. But at least it gives me something to do though. I think part of me does feel like we're gonna get sigil powder from or sigil or yeah, I guess AOZ sigils inside of AOZ. I can't imagine like AOZ only being able to, you know, you have to craft a bunch of or have a lot of sigil powder to do every single AOZ each time. That would be very tedious. I think the initial sigils you'll need them, so therefore you can run the lower levels to get more AOZ sigils or whatever. But I do think that like I think it'd be kind of asinine if the only way to open them is through sigil powder. But it could be that way, which is why I think preparing and trying to get as much as you can makes sense. But yeah. Okay, 31k. All right, so not as bad as I thought. Similar to GR keys. Yeah, but GR keys also was they dropped a lot. Like you can run 4 GRs with one Nephilim Rift, right? So you see what I'm saying? Like you can, or up to 8 GRs with one Nephilim Rift done. Like how many Nightmare Dungeons is it gonna take for you to get one opening, one low level AOZ opening? You see what I'm saying? Like are we really gonna run like 6 Nightmare Dungeons to do one tier 1 Abattoir Azir? Right? And then it scales higher than that. You see what I'm saying? Like that would be highly imbalanced. I wouldn't mind it obviously if the sigil dust was like a lot lower or something like that, but I think the scaling would be is incredibly off if that becomes the route.
I'll shake on that. That's a deal.
Aspects now.
Enjoy the swamp.
800 for starters. Number 100 is around 130. Sigil dust. Yeah, I honestly don't even think it's really worth going for sigil powder at Nightmare Dungeon 100. Honestly. Anwin, what's going on? You said boss go seems much faster all of a sudden. It is a little faster with close quarters combat, but the difference is I can almost 2 rotation it, whereas like with Victimize it takes 3 rotations roughly. That's it. I wouldn't say it is faster with close quarters combat. It's not significantly faster though. It's 120,000 sigil power Powder a good amount? Yeah. That's a lot. I was saying earlier, I think, like farming like the T80s or like that, like super fast. With, running a build that's, they have a little bit less power, but a lot more movement speed kind of thing. To just, mass clear everything. Could be the most efficient way to actually get the Sigil power. I mean, that's the only day if you get other Sigil. Yeah, well, yeah, but so yeah, you have to kind of mass clear, which is what I'm not trying to do. Changing the close quarters combat today, and why? Just for the boss? Just to have one less rotation on the boss. On dungeon bosses, that is. Your in rift clear is ironically going to be faster with victimize. So you're jeopardizing your in rift clear for what, 3 seconds less on the boss. And not even all dungeons have bosses. I mean, you can do it if you want to. I'm just saying, like, the only reason why I choose to do close quarters combat is because I'm already used to the playstyle from playing this with Barrage or whatever. That like my muscle memory is just here for it. But I started playing this with Victimize at the start. It's considerably easier to run for content like this. You play with the sword for so dungeon clears by him easily. Well, if he's playing ball lightning, then the bosses are cleared by him too, right? So at the end of the day, you're just along for the ride anyway. Yeah, it's just like I mean, he's gonna clear the boss too. I'm gonna show off a bit too. I mean, if it is a different gearing though, because you have to change up the Paragon board and also like the stash your gear for. And then you also got to make sure that you upkeep the close quarters combat buff, so it's a bit harder to play. A lot goes into just kind of changing the variation. Yeah, it's not as simple as just changing the one key passive to another one. You have to literally gear around it. That's actually why I don't switch back and forth between Victimize and close quarters combat often, because I have to like I have to redo my Paragon board. At least the middle part of it for sure. I feel like I was gonna die to poison at some point. Mini armor to switch between builds. I agree. 100% agree. Which hell tide is it this time? When your sword friend is lying dead. Oof. Yeah, the biggest thing, honestly, steps. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing about, you know, making sure you do damage on your, well, any of your rogue builds, honestly, with combo points is making sure that you proc the 22 combo points, right? Making sure you shoot enough of your basic attack. I evaded the wrong way. Cost me my life. I totally meant to evade backwards, not forward. But yeah. Boss is gonna die pretty easily as long as you proc to the 22 combo points. That was also a very bad evade. I should be having 22 combo points. 22 combo points with a max resource to boss wall. I could say 22 just because it's just max, but whatever it is, whatever the max is for you, you should always try to hit it in terms of stacking your combo points. The amount of damage you do with it and without it is like quite a bit different. The 15 conduits just rotating around the character. Oof, it hit me. All of a sudden. We should have followed him. I've been doing pretty decent. That's like 4 or 5 Nightmare Sigils in this one dungeon. He's gonna come back anyway. Also appreciate the follow. We saw as good as when working with well gear ball and sword or holy bar, this is a little different. K's I feel dropped the most could be tinfoil. We don't like Renegade's Retreat. Screw it, we'll salvage those. So it's fine. Okay. Oh, it's okay. These are actually suppressor was actually okay. Suppressor. Maybe because each player has a drop chance. Could be, honestly. Legion events if you still use. Oh, you mean with the amount of like ball lightning source? Ezekiel with the sub, appreciate you. How you doing, man? What's the secret to wrap my head around glyphs? To wrap your head around glyphs? You mind clarifying just a little bit? Is it you living your best night? Oh, you can't understand it. You're level 50, right? At the moment. Having this. Oh, okay. So you just starting to get into Paragon. Okay. So yeah. So every class has their own set amount of glyphs. And on each Paragon board, there's a socket that a glyph can be placed into. And on every board is different. So like the starting board, for example, is going to be in the very middle. And then from there, it just depends on whichever boards you pick is where the socket is going to end up. You can rotate the boards too as well. That's a whole another thing to get into. It's probably best to kind of watch a video about it. Or you can even look up resources on the Maxroll for it. But basically, in the Nightmare Dungeons, you basically have, at the very end, you have a chance to upgrade any of the glyphs that are placed, well, not placed in the socket, but anywhere. So if you can see, I have like 5 glyphs that have a little like red border around them. Those are the 5 that I'm actually currently wearing. But you can upgrade any of these glyphs. The higher that you upgrade them, the stronger the glyph becomes. At rank 15, they also get an additional range, which allows you to be able to grab more things within the range of the glyph. That's just a very short explanation, I guess, of what glyphs do. Glyphs is just more like icing on a cake for your build already. Like, most aren't going to change the way your build like functions or performs, but it will make your build stronger. Guess we did a world boss. waiting for there to be a bow build without combo points. That won't have. That honestly, a viable one won't happen this season. I have to kind of wait for next season for that one. I mean, right now there is a Rain of Arrows build that is technically a bow build without combo points, but if we're talking about relative strength, it's definitely not there. You can do current content, but not Abattoir Azir, really. You just first in your instance. Interestingly enough, I was the carry. A few people that were here.
Thank you.
As Rapid Fire compared to TV, Barrage speed wise, decent single target. It's, in my opinion, that Rapid Fire is the best single target in short fights. So like in current fights right now, like in terms of like Lilith or Duriel or T100 bosses or like that, like nothing's gonna beat Rapid Fire single target for current. I want to reiterate current content. Things don't last long enough for, like, I mean, TB Rogue is extremely good. Poison TB Rogue, it does take time to kind of build up that poison or like that, and in the current content there's just everything just dies so quickly. And Abattoir Azir, obviously that'll be a different story, the upper levels, but yeah. But Rapid Fire does well as a solo skill for, you know, to farm with and kill with, which is why you see me play more Rapid Fire than anything else right now. How about P Savage? Appreciate the follow. Just missed Robot because I was in the day staring at your stream. Speaking of which, do you guys have any opinions on the hybrid setup of the stream now? For those who were here yesterday, remember how we were talking about it yesterday? I think Days was the one that mentioned if I could try to like fit a little bit of the original stream, the original layout with the new layout or whatever like that, and get myself outside the frame, what it would look like. So I was like, all right, cool. And this is kind of what I came up with. Teacher by day. What do I teach? I teach music at a high school. When are you tasting music and saying, "Oh, you're listening to playlists"? I again did not notice. Wow, Peach. Nah, I think the thing about it is that like having a full screen setup, like a full screen setup, while it's like the biggest real estate for people to be able to see your game, it also kind of like makes it pretty rigid for originality in terms of like stream setup. So like having, actually let's scroll through it real quick. I'll have to show you this real quick. So this is what you see right now is the current, right? This is what it used to be. And ignore the chat part of it. It's not supposed to be out like that. But this is what it used to be. With the theme underneath on the bottom or whatever, which I don't have a show right now. But this is kind of what it used to be. Actually, let's minimize the chat so that it doesn't look like whatever. So this is what it used to be. Then this is what it was yesterday, where it's full screen. And then this is what it is now. So this is with me being in front of the game rather than in the game. And I still get a little bit of the stars in the background. So I was trying to get like a little bit of like mixture between the both or whatever. Word. All right. Yeah. So still trying to keep some sort of originality while giving you guys more real estate to see on the screen and stuff. And less clutter overall. You like it like this? I think Days would be proud. He says he's like a graphic designer. Moon should be in the corner of the border though, like this, right? I tried that. It gets a little weird, honestly. Because then it becomes like behind the game. Like you don't want to overlap the game itself. With them, we could try some stuff. We're here. Why not? I'll show you what I mean. Because I was messing with it last night and I was thinking a lot of the same thing. Oh, whoops. You guys didn't hear that. Yeah, so let's see, without ruining things. All right, so I can do this. Hold on. All right, so now you see how the moon is in the corner, but it's overlaying, overlapping the. Like, should it overlap like that? I could put it behind though. Like I can do let's say I can do that where I put it behind like that. So it's not like wait, go back. All right, appreciate the follow by the way. Let's see. So this is in front. You see right now, this is in front. All right. And this is where is it at? Sorry. And this is behind. Behind. Why does it have that border around the game? It kind of makes it clean to have a border. I could actually do this though. I mean, I could put it in front of the border, but obviously that looks a little weird as you see. Which graphics designer do I use? I don't have one. Someone in my chat was a graphic designer. He gave me an idea of going from this. No, wait, sorry, from this to doing this. So this was the full screen, and he was like, "Let's get more your like original like setup into the new setup." So this is kind of what I came with. I just kind of just condensed it a little bit, put a border, and now you got the little stars background like I normally had before. You don't need the glow being clipped. I can do this though. Hold on. There is let's see. And do that and remove that. So I can do this where it's just a regular moon. And then there's no like clipping at all. It's not 3D though. There's no glow, but it's a moon. Let it flow behind the game. Yeah, that's kind of what I had before. My suggestion is permanent Daishizi glasses overlay. My suggestion would be leave the moon with the glow and tuck it behind the frame halfway. Are you suggesting that we make the moon bigger to do that? Is that, am I understanding that correctly, or? Hold on, let's save. You mean like tuck in the glow? Behind the frame halfway. All right, so the hard part about it is that this particular moon with the glow, I don't have as much customization options for it. Like I wouldn't be able to change the glow radius itself. I can change the, like, you know, opacity in a sense. I can make it, you know, less bright. I can make it larger, smaller, that kind of thing. I can do that. Whereas like I just made the moon less bright, so it's not as obvious that the glow is there, but yeah. Tucking the moon, the glow behind the top left corner. All right, so let me try to understand this. So are you saying, so should the moon go further into the corner, or should the moon come into the frame but behind it more? At 9 o'clock, bring it towards 3 o'clock. Okay, I see what you mean. Okay. Let's see if I can make that happen. So I moved it over almost an inch. I can go a little bit further. Bring back the full glow. Okay. I had that 90% opacity though, rather than 100. Like that ish is can get rid of that border between the stars in the game. If I do that, it looks like this. I can make the border thinner. That would help, but you said if it's flat. %, less glow. Got it. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I can cover the borders with more game. That makes sense. So I can make the border like less intrusive, I guess. Okay, so let's bring back the glow a little bit. All right, we'll take it to 80%. Play with the light glasses on. What does chat say? I'm just taking all kinds of feedback from everybody who's in chat. Just chilling. Yeah, I could do this though. Let me actually I think the thing I like about the border is that it makes me look like I'm not a part of the game itself. Like it looks like I'm in front of the game talking to you guys about what's going on behind me. So it looks like it's a motion picture almost versus me actually being inside the game. And the frame actually allows it to look more like that. You remove the frame, it kind of doesn't really give that like yeah, I mean this border here is what I'm saying. Like I said, I could also make. How about this? Hold on, let me do this. Let me do this one thing real quick. We can stretch the game a little bit. Let's see. All right, so now the border's there, but it's less. Okay, let's see. Should erase somewhere. Yeah. I couldn't pass up on a Thug Life graphic design stream. I could put the light glasses on. It is a little harder for me to see certain things though. Hold on, let me move the chat over a little bit because now that I did that, I gotta redo the thing. Is it touching? I can't see. Okay, barely. Let's move over one, down one. There we go. Now go back to the OG layout. This is the. Oh, sorry. This was the OG layout. Just without the theme down here that you normally would see, and the chat on the side. The chat used to be over here. So that's this was the OG layout, and then this is the newer layout. You just got vision glasses on. This would be a great time for redeem live voice mute. All right, let's get back to let's get back to the game. All right, cool. All right, well, we'll leave it at this for a bit then. Wait, actually, how much longer is this Helltide? Oof, 10 minutes. All right, ain't worth. We'll do Inferno. Necro has 13k armor, soft cab is that good, but I put Tabalts on, it's like 11k. Well, that's because you'll be missing an armor roll on your pass, right? As long as you can make up that armor somewhere, whether that is with the Elixir or Disobedience, then you're fine. See. Whoa. I have no. Or was I frozen? Was I frozen? Must have been frozen.
I'm not ready yet.
Times like that sometimes makes me wish I had like a second charge of Shadow Step. Use a different utility aspect. Okay, so I got 2 sigils for that.
Need more time.
What was that crit number just now? Did I see that right? Was that 6 mil or 8 mil? That arrow. Dang. that was it a frozen door that like just blasted me or what? That hurt though. We'll go south.
Rivers of crimson to open the door at the bottom of these tunnels. Our sacrifice shall be rewarded. Salvation is within our grasp. Oh, hail the unholy mother and her divine plan.
There we go. Those guys always die. Always. really do hope they fix that damage over time stuff. Shadow, the bleed, all that stuff. It would drop. That thing. I got a panic agrees. Wait, what? When I took a shot, did almost no damage. It didn't proc the combo points. That's why. Right. I had like maybe 6 combo points, maybe, and obviously without the 6 combo points that, and I don't get the combination dagger thing either. I assume that is what happened. It felt like that. I'm gonna take a look at it though. Yeah, it feels like I didn't really do much at all whatsoever on that second shot. Because while on the third shot, I made sure like I fired a bunch puncture as a result. Yeah, the difference between having that many arrows versus the other arrows is Tay, appreciate the follow. Alright. Well, that is gonna actually be it for me for tonight. I know it's a short stream, but I did mention I got a ton of things that I need to do for Maxroll. Yeah. So I need to actually start getting work. Okay. So everything has to be up this way. So we have a new template. I don't know if you guys have seen it. If you've seen it on like some of the necro builds. I think Bone Spear, if I'm not mistaken, is in a new template. Everything has to be converted into the new in-game guide template and the new leveling template. So that means I have 6 guides I gotta convert to the new template, which is gonna take some time. It's definitely cleaner and it's not as much information. So the idea was to be able to condense the amount of information, and make it look cleaner without it like being as long as it once was. So that was kind of the purpose behind it. So, but we have to get it done. Like, well, we want to have it done before Abattoir Azir, and also have the Abattoir Azir's variant inside the new template guide too as well. So. Did the bar thing? Yeah, it just should be a more condensed version of what it was before. The leveling guide, the new leveling template. I don't know if anyone's ever have converted over to the new leveling template yet. I think people have started working on the in-game stuff first. Look forward to seeing those AOZ theories. I'll probably be doing a good bit of that tomorrow night. So like I'll be pulling up the planner on the stream, and then we'll kind of just walk through like some of the Paragon setups together on the build things. By the way, Griffey, I did fix all the planner stuff now, so all the planners should be exactly what it's mentioned in the guide, so whatever, including the Paragon board and stuff. Actually, let's take a look at that real quick. Hold on. Actually, I need to do this. Hold on. Hold on. I gotta move my OBS. Transform, copy transform. Base transform. Oof. Okay, it didn't do exactly what I wanted to do, but we'll fix it later. The ratio is off. But let's take a look at Bone Spear. Yeah, so this is new, by the way. Difficulty. I think this weirded me out a little bit because usually the more bars or the more whatever should be means it's harder, not easier. So I think it's kind of like backwards in my opinion for this. But everything else is like makes sense. But yeah, so that's new. This is the skill tree thing is kind of condensed. Passes, Book of the Dead, condense. This is long compared to like a lot of rogue stuff because a lot of rogue resource stuff is actually not that bad. But you got glyphs. Yeah, so progression setups. Abattoir Azir. So, yeah. This is a template for Abattoir Azir. Let me talk about it a little bit. And I think there's a scroll. Actually, no, wait a minute. Does he not have the second part of it? Oh, never mind. It's just different on Necro. The way that it's filled in. Okay, I was getting ready to say I'm late. That looked a little bit weird to me. Alright. Anyhow, hardcore adjustments, build scaling. Not sure if we was supposed to still have that here or not. But yeah, so like here's the stat priorities page. Remember what it used to look like? This is definitely way more mobile friendly too as well. Yeah. And then frequently asked questions. And then yeah, so I wonder if there's like another one I can give you an example of. I would say most of them are Necromancer based. Actually, let me see if Woody's done a few of his yet. I know he hasn't done Twist and Blaze yet. Let me see if he's done Rain of Arrows. November 26. Okay, so yeah, so he's done Rain of Arrows. So this is Woody's kind of take on the stuff. So he mixed skill, the tree, and gameplay together. It looks like. Now this is weird. Kind of. Why did it come to the side like that instead of staying to the left? He's got a first Uber and there's what's best builds for it. I mean, there aren't any like great builds with Andariels at the moment. So I don't know if you want to change your entire setup to play something kind of mediocre, unfortunately. But I mean, you can. Just thinking of trying a poison shred druid. I don't even know if a poison shred druid does a poison shred druid use Andariels? Like, is Andariels best in slot for that? If so, I would think that that's probably the only build that it might be. Okay. But then there you go. Yeah, so the way he actually separated this seems a little awkward here, but I'll mention it to him. Yeah, resources here. Paragon board. Glyphs. Progression goals. Start an in-game. Late game and speed farming. Okay, so late game and speed farming got put into the same one, and we removed the other tab thing. That makes sense. And of course, Abattoir is here. Got the skills. Vampire powers for it. And then of course, the Paragon board. Core adjustments here. I wish this wasn't here. I almost feel like we don't need this. Because I mean, we kind of talk about it earlier. Somewhat. I guess no, we don't. We don't talk about it anywhere else. I guess it's fair to have that there. Damage defense. And then of course you got stat priorities. I wonder why he color. I think we discussed this, but I don't know what made him color this. I forgot what the color is for again. I'm gonna start doing all my guys like this too as well. This is a big fax. And then that thumbnail is pretty amazing. Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of more so the newer layout. I really like this part the best. I think this is way better than the pros and cons that we had before, especially priority. Because on the other guys it didn't have that. So that's why I was just kind of curious. The skills are a bit different. A little bit. Pros and cons were forced. We were making up stuff just to kind of have 4 on each side. So yes. Yeah, we admit that, yeah, we were kind of making up stuff just to kind of make sure we have 4 on each side. Go back up to the scale for speed. Oh. Macro has strong and low. Macro has fast and easy. Yeah, I probably wouldn't say strong for speed farming. Fast is a better term. And I think for difficulty, it should either be easy, medium, hard, very hard. I guess weak can be fine for defense. Weak, average, strong kind of thing. But really should though. We should have. You know what we should have though? We should have one more for Abattoir Azir. Now I think about it. I almost think defense should be on this side, right? Defense difficulty or difficulty defense speed farming. Number done against bosses. Feels like defense to be all the way on the right side. Seems a little awkward. This is something we had like a huge meeting about, and I never said anything, nor did I kind of like see this until like I'm looking at it now, and it's like, oh yeah. The low, strong, average isn't necessary. Color representation says it all. You would think so, Picha. We talked about that too as well. Because like for here, if you do difficulty and you see 4 bars, what does that mean? I know it's green, but does it mean, because usually the more there, the harder it is, not the easier. So it's usually kind of the other way around. I personally, if I was reading it for the first time around, I would look at that as like green means easy. Yeah, but like what does 4 mean versus 5, I guess. I see what you're saying. I think it's just to, pinpoint to make it very clear. Yeah, I guess we could do without. Runner curve is easy, is what you see. Difficulty should be ease of play. Is there a robot that's really ranged? Even the bow, crossbow builds seem to always use puncture, which is not really range. Well, puncture is technically puncture is range if you want it. I mean, it's mid range. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like you want to use like the bow basic attacks, right? Are there any builds that use bow basic attacks right now? And the answer is no. All because of how Tabalt's Will and puncture works, or Tabalt's Will and combination dagger works right now. No, you just can't. Like you do way less damage if you choose to do a bow basic attack, unfortunately. I know exactly what you mean. I have builds. I'll show you what I mean. Yeah, so if you look at my channel, like last season, this right here, you can look at the gameplay here. This is probably exactly what you're talking about, right? Where you're literally using like forceful arrow and you're kind of staying far back. This was last season. Yeah, but we can't do that this season, unfortunately. We just can't. Like, everything is about proccing 22 combo points. And the best way to do that, unfortunately, is with a basic attack that uses the combination dagger as the basic attack. And only puncture, invigorating strike, and blaze shift are the only 3 that have a 30% chance to proc all combo points immediately. So by comparison, it makes this stuff like the bow basic attacks way far behind. It's bugged. It's not supposed to work that way, by the way. The way I'm talking about, it's not supposed to work that way. But because it's bugged and they're not going to fix it, it literally forces us to use puncture in every single build. Not because I want to. I want to play like this. This is what I want to do. And this is what I did the last season. But it forced me to make as close of a ranged build as I possibly could, which is this. Which, so I can kind of stay back a little bit, but I'm not like full range, if that makes sense. So, I mean, this is literally like the closest you're going to get to a all range type setup, but it's just, we're just kind of forced into it. Otherwise you deal no damage, very little to no damage. And that's the unfortunate part right now. So I totally know what you mean, man. I am 10,000% on board with you. That's what I want to. It's just the game at the moment is just, yeah. But trust me, man, if it's out there, if there are any changes, any buffs or anything changes, absolutely come back and check here, because this will probably be the first place that you will find something like that, because that's the way I want to play myself. Yep, I am a bow rogue in general, period. So yeah. Trank, what's going on? Quick new questions. Does attack speed increase pin shot damage? No. Nope. Attack speed doesn't increase any of the damage that we deal on any of the core skills, other than just attacking faster. That's it. So it just reduces the animation, for the lack of better words. It's not like ball lightning, which I think is probably what you're comparing it to. Ball lightning's mid passive does that, but it's specific. It's mainly specific to ball lightning. I say mainly because there are probably like there are a couple of other skills too as well that do that. But yeah, it's rare. Docs, I'd be like bow rogue for life. Someone's got to hold it down for the bow rogues, man. But don't worry, man. We'll get our day. We'll get our day, right? And then bow rogues would be like the way you play, and it becomes the meta. And then, like, you know, you guys know who's, you guys know who was true to the play style first before people started, coming over. So y'all know where to go. Y'all know, or they know where to go, and y'all be like, yo, we were here since day one. But it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen eventually. All right, let's go to Ravnica. But all right, let me get some work done tonight once I get off the stream. And then I will see y'all tomorrow night. We'll probably do more planner stuff than anything. And then we'll play a few things. I got a couple of ideas I kind of want to try to in the game itself. But we can set that for tomorrow too as well. Other than that, appreciate you guys being here. And as always, till next time, enjoy Rav.